Welcome to Conscious Creation with actress, author, and healer Dee Wallace. If you want to take charge of your life, really take charge of your life, the next hour will be a fun, enlightening experience in creating the life you want. Whether it's money, health, success, or relationships, join Dee in celebrating the power of you and see your life expand into joyful creation. To join Dee now, call 319-527-6305. And don't forget, Dee can also be heard on BBS Radio, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and live at Oneness Talk Radio. You can also hear Dee on Get Inspired Media Network, Transformation Talk Radio, plus UBN, Universal Broadcasting Network. And now, here's Dee.
Hello, all you amazing, fabulous, incredible, magnificent, so very loved and darn sexy people. I have a very, very nice surprise for you today. One of our beautiful community members, Brian, who is going through some severe loss in his life. His fiance passed away. And he's agreed to come on the show and allow his private session to be recorded for all of us that are going through any kind of loss or heartache like that, and to receive some guidance from the channel about how the highest way we can love ourselves through all this. So, thank you, Brian. Welcome. Are you there, buddy?
I'm here.
Okay. Thank you so much for doing this for all of us and for yourself.
My pleasure.
I'd like to start by, let's just bring everything into balance. So we are directing our hearts to open front and back, merged with our whole brain, directing our chakras to be open, balanced, repaired, spinning in the right direction, directing our hara lines to be straight, strong, and through the ID point so we stay in our knowing. We're claiming we are, and we are connected to the highest information, the highest knowledge, and the highest understanding, and we are in alignment with Source and Divine Love. Everybody's balanced. Anybody switched? We both want the highest answer. All right, my love, ask anything around any kind of guidance you want.
Absolutely. And I do have a list of questions to get through. And I definitely want to make sure that we're serving everyone with some of these questions, even though they may be very specific to the case.
That's their job to know that anything we bring in ever is for everybody. Yeah, so we know that, we claim that, and this is for you, and then it will serve everybody else. So I've already gotten a lot, a big direction, Brian, that I want to ask you about.
Absolutely.
Because they're saying there's a pattern, and pattern's the highest word. There's a pattern. It may look different to you in the way it shows up, but the pattern is the same in relationships for you. So, have you ever been married?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask in a nutshell what happened to that relationship?
In a nutshell, I know for me, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I was very unhappy. I didn't allow myself to be happy. This was, pretty much right before I started doing this work. And I would allow myself to get into overwhelm and reaction. And I know that caused some significant damage to the relationship. That's what I can speak of on my end. That's what I'm accountable for.
Okay. And have you ever been in any other significant relationships?
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, there was that same pattern that I've noticed, yes.
Okay, great. So you actually, I don't know if you realize this or not, you actually stated the belief, I didn't allow myself to be happy. And it's a true statement, I'm testing it right now, that you will not allow yourself to be happy in relationships. Not all relationships, but significant other relationships. So that can look like somebody falling out of alignment with you in the relationship. That can look like somebody cheating on you in a relationship. That can look like somebody dying. Because in every scenario, sweetheart, something happened that didn't allow Brian to be happy. So they want you to start there. They want us all to start there, okay? Because if we have that belief system going on in whether it's relationship with money or our body and our health or our significant other, we're going to have to screw it up somehow, guys, if we believe I can't allow myself to be happy. I won't allow myself to be happy. So let's start by balancing that. We are invoking the symbol, the formula, which brings into balance everything but the truth. The violet flame, the golden light, we are claiming I am divine love around all of this. I choose, I ask, I direct myself and my energy from this moment forward to allow myself to be happy in all significant relationships in every way. So it is. Okay, now let's go into your questions because I bet it's going to put a different slant on them maybe.
It will. I do want to address one thing, and maybe I might know the answer, but since I did start doing this work, and since I was in this relationship with April, not to 100% of a degree, but I, specifically in this relationship, do believe that I had sort of transcended that limiting belief of not allowing myself to be happy.
Okay, so for those of you that are testing, you see, you're going to get a different test, Brian, if you use the word sort of and I think.
Yeah.
So they're acknowledging they're acknowledging that you have come a very, very great way in this. Mm-hmm. And while you were happy in this relationship in many, many ways, it was also very challenging because of her health issues.
That's for sure.
Okay. Which created some, what's the highest word? Challenges is the highest word. Between especially time, meaning like if you wanted to go somewhere and you had plans to go somewhere and then she fell ill and couldn't go, right?
Yeah.
That,
sure.
No matter how much you love someone, that affects the happiness of the moment, right? Sure. And ultimately, if someone passes away, it definitely affects your happiness, Brian. So, yes, they want to acknowledge that you have made huge strides, and with bringing this belief in, now you really wholly 100% can attract someone who you can be and create total happiness with because you are ready to allow yourself to be happy.
Okay.
Okay. First question.
Okay. All right. I first of all, I want to know if there's anything specific that I need to know about what happened with her. You and I spoke the night that she passed away, and I actually have another friend who's a medium who reached out to me, or I should say April reached out to her very loud and clearly and said a lot of the same things that you told me the night that we spoke.
Well, isn't that nice to hear it from?
Yeah, you're right, exactly. It's like, yeah, okay, I was told this before, so this must be kind of consistent. I'm just wondering if there's anything more specific.
Well, the first thing that they're adamant for you and everybody to know is she was ready to leave.
Yeah.
On a soul level, she was ready to leave. She was tired of being tired. Those are the words I'm being given. And I believe she's coming through now, you know, and Brian, she wants you to know she continues to love you unconditionally. And she just couldn't love herself enough to get on top of this. And so what I'm hearing is literally, she said, screw this, I'm going to go so I can come back and start all over.
Got it.
Hold on, there's something else. We're going to a core belief. Hang on. Here. Uh-huh. I got to laugh when you start uncovering this work. I have to sabotage what I want. So here we have... Is that
a belief of mine or hers? Or both?
That was hers.
Yeah.
But look, as I've taught for years, people come together in relationships to oftentimes, most of the time, explore the same issues from different perspectives. Mm-hmm. So here you've got April saying, I have to sabotage what I want by being sick. And you going, I can't allow myself to be happy. So if you know, basically, you're both working on the understanding and the growth and the empowerment of knowing whatever I want or need, I love myself enough to give it to me and to be happy.
Okay.
And that's the biggest claim for all of us. We are entitled and we are supposed to have everything we want and need because we love ourselves enough to give it to ourselves.
Yes.
Hold on. Okay. That's all I'm getting for that question, where they would like to go to the second question. And then everything dovetails back into everything else. You know that, right?
Exactly. So my next question, when she and I got together, I had a conversation with you on the show, you know, because I am a healer. And here I am in relationship with someone who is in need of healing. Mm-hmm. And, you know, now as one of my big regrets in this relationship, I feel like I could have done more to help her. And you had told me, and you had told me early on, it's not my job to save her.
Well, and let's just look at what we've uncovered so far. If she has the belief, and she did, I have to sabotage what I want or what I need, that means healing too. So I want to be healed, but if I have this core belief, I have to sabotage the healing. Now, guys, again, with the new information that we have, we know that we can hold the space and literally direct these negative signals, which I have to sabotage what I want or need is, and we can send that back to the light to be turned back into the light, and claim the highest positive for that person. However, what that does is that holds the space for them to be able to remember their own creation and empowerment. So we're helping to hold the space for them, and they've got to shift, Brian.
And that's all we can do as healers.
That's a good question. Hold on. Is that the right
Or
question? We're all balanced? Yes. That's why some people miraculously, and they're putting that in quotes, miraculously come back from stage 4 cancer because they have directed their energy and accepted the healing of the doctor or the healer or the Reiki, whatever, or their own. Okay? But when we are functioning from these core beliefs that say anything like, I have to give up me to take care of myself, I have to sabotage what I want, whenever I come alive again, I'm sick, any of those things, those are the kind of belief systems that will quell any part of the onion that's on top of it, because they're the core belief. That's why when they downloaded all these to me, they call them core, in the very middle of our energetic system, beliefs. So is it possible, are the highest words, is it possible to heal someone with your hands and running energy through your hands? Absolutely, and only if they allow you and accept the healing. So you can use your hands, you can use our work, you can use prayer. But ultimately, if they think they have to sabotage that in any way because of a lack of self-love or self-worth, then they don't receive the healing, baby.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes people who aren't as educated as the doctors will heal easily, whereas someone who's ingrained in the specifics of medicine won't, because their minds are saying, well, no, this doesn't make sense to me. And again, miracles don't make sense. Okay, they want to move on to the next question, unless you have a question about that.
Yeah, well, this, I just want to know the highest answer, I suppose, because this actually ties into a conversation that I had with my mother last night, who is also someone who, interestingly enough, has a medical background. She was a registered nurse and a very long history of medical problems and a long history of not choosing to be happy. And a lot of that's coming to a forefront right now. And
her happiness comes from the struggle of trying to be okay.
Yeah.
That's her definition of happiness, Brian.
Well,
okay. And I'm happy if I can struggle and create some kind of a positive outcome around my health. But I can't create a positive outcome unless I'm sick.
Right.
See, it goes back to, do any of us believe that we can leave peacefully while we're perfectly healthy and just know it's our time to leave? Because in our minds, we think that that's suicide.
Right.
Instead of just making it a choice of, I think I'm done. I think I'm done here.
Right.
So There's something else they want you to understand about your mom. 4, 5. She has 4 of these electrical signals that her mother passed down to her that are in her energetic system.
Interesting.
So I don't know how open she is to this work, if you can share that with her. But you can direct any negative signal that still is creating her to believe she has to struggle to be happy. Mentally, physically, spiritually, chemically, cosmically, emotionally, or dimensionally. And send those back to the light to be turned back into the light. We are claiming on her behalf, I create easily, and that makes me happy. So, the more you can hold that space for her, the more she can remember that. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you feel like she'd be able to receive that information? She can certainly see it in her life.
I think she can receive it. It's the matter of holding on to it that concerns me.
Well, first of all, don't be concerned, because then you're holding the negative energy for her. See her holding on to it. See her consistently remembering and practicing it. That's what you want. That's what you have to claim. Again, Brian, then your job is done. Because she has to be responsible for learning about exercising and experiencing her own creation. Otherwise, we go out of embodiment and the big guy goes, so what'd you learn? And, well, I learned that life's a big struggle. No, that's not what you were there to learn, dude, right? Because he never got on top of it. So, especially for our children now, this is the work we can do on their behalf.
Right.
And the younger they are, the more they remember the truth, by the way.
I know that for sure.
Well, then they don't have a whole lifetime like we do of creating around, the negative or the limiting, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Next question.
Okay. Someone on last week's show had spoken to you about questioning her channel.
Yes.
And I know your whole work began pretty much when you lost Chris. And
well,
you
yes,
had
because I want to be clear, though. My work began when I lost Chris because I asked. I said, I want a way we can heal ourselves. Yeah. And that's when I got my first message.
Right.
Okay.
And you
so
also
continue.
You also told me 2 weeks ago that I can communicate with April as clear as I'm communicating with you.
Absolutely.
And I've been doing that. And I'm sure that I am receiving responses.
Absolutely, you are.
Yeah. I just want to know, is there any time where it's not her in my own imagination, or how can I be sure that it's not my imagination?
Actually, well, let's explore this, because the channel is saying, why do you think they're different?
I got that answer too before.
Well, then I trust your channel, dude, because...
Yeah.
So, but let's explore that. So,
yeah.
Literally I got goosebumps, so I know whatever we're bringing in is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Literally what we're saying is hearing messages from the other side is the same thing as our imagination.
Wow.
That's a correct question. We're asking the highest question. Anybody switched? Everybody's balanced. Okay, so they want to give us 3 clarifications around that. We're going to a core belief. Oh, okay. Before the core belief, the first one is if you doubt your channel, you will not be able to hear the highest information. If you doubt yourself because you are the channel, you will not receive the highest information. And when you doubt yourself, you shut down the world of all possibilities, which is literally the definition of imagination. Wow. Did you just get that?
Yeah. Wow.
Dear God.
Yeah, I knew we were going to bring in something huge, and that was it. Wow.
So literally our imagination, and Einstein said in so many different ways, he always went to his imagination in order to find the answers. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, dear God, that's huge. And now we're going to a core belief. This page here. Okay. I'll never be good enough, so I leave. We going to the second part? No. I'll never be good enough, so I leave. So it all comes down to trust. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your channel? Have you directed, mine is set in stone with my channel, that I only want and I only get the highest information, the highest knowledge, and the highest understanding. A lot of people can reach into your energy and get pieces of information, but very few people understand it in the highest way. For example, I had this brilliant lady channel for me back when I was married to Chris. And she said to me, I said, well, I want to know about my relationship. And she said, well, I wouldn't choose to have that affair that you're going to have right in front of your husband. And I said, what? I said, if I had an affair in front of my husband, I'd be dead. So she said, no, you're definitely going to have an affair, and your husband's going to witness it. So that summer, I did Annie, Get Your Gun, and I had a love affair with my co-star's character in front of my husband, who was in the audience. But
You're talking about acting a role?
Yeah, but she picked up the energy of me having an affair and having a love affair, and my husband watching it. She got that, but she didn't get the highest understanding of it.
Right, right.
So you guys have to be very careful, when we go, me included. You are the creators of your own lives. And if something doesn't ring true to you, then you do have every bit of power to go, well, if that was a possibility in my future, I'm not choosing to create that. I'm choosing this. And you state the highest positive. Right. Okay? So,
well, that go ahead.
All of this is coming down to trust. If you trust that you are hearing from them, you are, Brian, because you open up that possibility.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact now that I am, because I'll say things and I'll get the appropriate responses back. Even when they surprise me, I feel her holding my hand, my arm sometimes. I feel her resting her head on my shoulder. I even felt her dancing with me when I was in my spiritual center on Sunday.
Absolutely, yes, on all those things. And I wish I'd said it before you said that, because one of the first things when you said, I feel like she's been visiting me, the first words I heard were, you're going to feel it more than hear it.
Yeah.
You're really going to feel her energy and her presence.
Yeah. Well, I've heard her loud and clear too, so, but I definitely feel it.
I get a yes on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how we got to 3 things, because I only thought there were 2, but they said we're done with that now. So moving on.
Okay.
What's next?
Moving on. So we were talking about this a little bit before. We're at a period now where there are so many people transitioning.
Yeah.
You know, so many people in my personal life, your personal life. You know, we're hearing more and more stories about these mass shootings that are going on. What is going on with that? Is there any? And we've had these periods before where people, seemingly in droves, start making transitions more times than others. Is there anything that we need to know about that?
Well, yeah, people are exhausted, and that's the highest word. They're exhausted from the discord. They're exhausted from the shootings. They're exhausted not feeling safe. They're exhausted by the physical ailments, many of which are coming from the chemical makeup that's going on and allowing to be distributed. We're in a world, I don't know if you guys have been experiencing it. I'm sure you have. In the last month, it feels like we're in a time warp. And the days are going faster, 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 and there's more stuff to handle. You know, I spoke a little bit about it on Jennifer McLean's show yesterday, but it's like all this seeming chaos coming down on top of us. And if we can hold on to, and we can, if we choose to hold on to, knowing that we are the creators of us and we are vigilant about directing the energy, then all the chaos still happens and the solutions come very easily. So people are leaving because basically they're saying, I didn't sign up for this shit. Of course we did.
Right.
Because we knew what embodiment, we have a really good handle on the challenge of being in a physical body from the other side. And we choose, only the really great souls, they keep telling me that, come in to choose to be an embodiment, right?
Wow.
But on this plane, if you can actually stay in your knowing that you have control over the creation of your life and are willing to adapt, then you're going to help create the balance of the energy again. But the people that just continue to go into reaction and do not know that they have power over their own belief systems and choices, they're just exhausted, Brian. They just can't do it. And that's one of the things that my brother said to me. He said, Dee Dee, I'm just so tired of being in pain all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and at some point, who wants to live in pain? I don't.
Right.
Hold on, there's something else coming in now. Sheets.
Okay.
But give me a song.
Oh, gosh. Same one came up as last time. Happy birthday.
Okay, so the channel wants us to know around this death thing, this leaving thing. You can create a new happy birthday in embodiment anytime you want. Anytime. You can create a happy birthday by leaving anytime you want. The choice is, do you want to choose your freedom now, or do you have a belief system that you can't be free now and that you have to leave embodiment in order to be free?
Wow.
And that's really the only difference. But there's hardly anybody that really believes in the possibility that I can be healthy and vibrant and happy and sharp in my mind right up till the last minute and then just go, yeah, I'm done. Einstein did it. Irene Ryan did it. She did her afternoon performance of Pippin, went back to take a nap in her room, and never woke up.
That's right.
Well, I choose to go that way instead of living 20 years waiting to die.
Yep.
You know?
I had a grandmother who did the same thing, yeah.
So they want us to balance, well, you know, your grandmother lived up until the day she left?
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Call for some of those genes, Bri. All right, so let's balance all this.
All right.
Invoking the symbol, the formula, the violet flame, the golden light, I am divine love. And now there's something else about death. Dear God, we're going to the body book. I said to the channel, they said, get the body book. And I went, why am I going to need the body book? This is about death. Okay, what do I know, right? But I totally trust my channel. We're going to this book. 7, 8. Helpful hints. Here. Okay, for instance, the viruses that are involved in colds are always present in the environment, as are situations where one is exposed to chilling conditions. Yet it is only at this particular time in one's life that the cold made its appearance. So what's going on? And they don't want me to go anywhere else. So, okay, channel, so what's going on? Now we're going to the sheets. So in other words, why do things happen when these things are around us and in us 24/7 our entire lives? What happens to activate it? So what happens to activate the choice of death? That's where we're going. And we're going to the sheets. We're going right to a core belief. This page here, 22, 23. Oh, dear God. When I'm loved, I'm depressed. Hold on, everybody's balanced, anybody's switched, because we're doing some pretty high. We want the highest answer. Okay, so death is all around us, all our lives. It's present everywhere. People die every day. Accidents happen. Cancer happens. Colds happen. Murderers happen. So why? Damn, Brian, I'm a little kerflumped here. So it is the belief that when we are truly loved by ourself, so when we truly love ourself, that depresses us to the point of leaving.
Wow.
Now, Yeah, I got to sit with this one a minute and test it some more because all our work is based on loving yourself. So if all of our work is based on loving ourselves, oh, dear God, there's so much coming in. Slow down, guys. The more we move into self-love, if we have the belief that they gave us, the more depressed we get. And then the choice of death presents itself.
Holy hell.
Well, yeah, holy hell, because I always thought, like in the form of my brother, I always thought that his disappointment in himself was what created him to kill himself. And I say that's a true statement. I get a no. I know you're testing with me. In actuality, he had glimpses of coming back, finding himself again, loving himself again, and the thought of doing that just made him so depressed he left. Are you testing that that's a truthful statement?
I am testing. I'm getting a yes. You just have to be clear. It's not a solid yes. It seems like there's some complications around it.
Well, they're saying that's because there's 1,000 addendums that go under that core belief. That That now, are you getting a strong yes?
Yes.
So that wasn't exactly what April's thing was.
No.
But when you look at, I have to sabotage what I want or what I need, that's definitely a lack of self-love. And so what I'm hearing is when she fell in love with you and became very aware of this work, she knew absolutely of the possibility that she could give up this belief that she had to sabotage herself, meaning she would love herself unconditionally. And she just, what I'm hearing, Brian, is she just didn't have the energy to do it. She just was too sick to pull herself back. She could have, but she didn't choose to. She was just too tired, baby. Too tired of being tired. Did they say that before? Because I keep hearing too tired. She was so tired of being tired.
Yes.
We've gotten the absolute highest understanding because you guys know I don't want anything else. Wow, I get a yes. Let's balance everything, invoking the symbol, the formula, the violet flame, the golden light. I am divine love, so it is. Anything higher, we want the highest answer. Anybody switched, we're all balanced. Dude, I get that's the highest information and that we have the highest understanding. So the biggest thing we all can claim right now is I choose to love myself unconditionally and to know that in every way I expand joyfully into the highest I am presence that I am. And so it is. Because we want to know the more we love ourselves, the more we expand into and as our I am presence of unconditional love for ourselves, which means wellness in every area of our lives. Wow, and so it is. Okay, questions.
Let me see, because I had some questions that I wasn't sure would be worthwhile sharing with everyone else, because they're a little more specific.
Now you know the answer to that, so
yeah.
ask away.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to share them.
No, that's fine. Is there anything else? Well, April had a very, very dear friend who was like a little sister to her, and she simply just wanted to know if there's anything particular that April has for her. Her name is Erica.
The first words I heard was sisterly love, and thank you for supporting her. She's showing me a yellow rose, so, usually we get red roses, but that might mean something to her, a yellow. And it's not in full bloom. It looks kind of like a yellow rosebud to me.
Interesting.
So she's sending that to her. It should mean something to her. Or look up what energetically or poetically a red or a yellow rosebud means.
Okay.
Deep love for her, though. Deep love for her support and non-judgment through the years.
April has a 14-year-old
Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Now they're bringing in a dog. It's a light-colored dog.
Okay.
Looks kind of like a little, not a poodle, but it's got kind of curly hair and that may mean something to her friend. It's in regards to her friend.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So my next question, April has a 14-year-old son with autism.
He's fine. He's going to be fine.
It's been a few days since I've spoken with her mother, but I know that they haven't told him yet. I'm curious to know, and I've heard you say, I believe, that, a lot of times people on the spectrum have one foot on the other side. And I'm just curious
I think a better way, more correct way of saying it, Brian, is that they're living on a much higher frequency level than we are. So the more he knows that he can connect with his mom and talk to her, he actually may be the conduit to help all of you get closer to her.
Wow.
But he's fine. He's going to be fine.
That I understand. Is there anything that she may have to offer either to me or my children or anyone else that she needs to share?
Again, with the yellow rosebud, I'll be interested when we get off to see what the energetic meaning is behind that. And she wants you to know she will be helping care for your children from the other side, help guide them, but will not interfere, but guide them through love, as she will be guiding you through love.
Yeah.
And she said, if you ever are in doubt, Brian, ask. Because she has the answers over there. Just ask.
Oh, my God. Do you have any idea how many times that she ever said that to me in this plane?
Well, okay, good. She said it that way so that you knew you were connecting with her energy.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you guys are going to start seeing yellow rose beds. Did she love yellow roses, or?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay, and now they're giving me the song "The Yellow Rose of Texas,"
which is what I thought of when you first mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay, well, she's acknowledging that she got your thought. You see, all of this is an acknowledgement, so you move out of your doubt, sweetheart.
Okay, baby, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Any other questions, Brian? Because I'm feeling like we're pretty complete here.
I think we're complete.
Okay, any other, I'm asking the channel, any other questions, any other discernment, any other subjects? No, we're pretty darn complete, dude. Dear Lord, this was like a little mini webinar, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to listen to this again and write all of this down because I couldn't hold the phone and write and use my pencil. And I'm pretty good, but I've figured out how to do all that at the same time. So, wow, guys, please shift everything that we got to in this call today, because this is rippling out and touching the frequencies of humanity. Listen to those words they just gave us. Touching the frequencies of humanity. Thank you so much for serving, Brian. My great gratitude, and I hope you got some peace, honey.
A tremendous amount, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Great.
This was a gift to me, and is a gift I wanted to share with the community.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. We love you.
You're welcome. Love you
and
right
until
back.
we meet again, everybody, I love me, and I love me even more because I know that's what it's all about.
Thanks for joining Dee on Conscious Creation. Visit her website at imdwallace.com for awesome downloads, archived shows, enlightening webinars, and amazing free offerings. And remember, you can hear Dee every week on BBS Radio, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and live at Oneness Talk Radio. You can also hear Dee on Get Inspired Media Network, Transformation Talk Radio, plus UBN, Universal Broadcasting Network. Be sure to join us next week for Conscious Creation with Dee Wallace. And remember, loving yourself is the key to creation.